conference of district collectors from chairperson of District Water and Sanitation Mission to this conference of collectors of Jal Jeevan Sarvekshan as well as Swachhata Sarvekshan Gramin 2023. So I take this opportunity to welcome Secretary Department of Drinking Water Sanitation, Secretary Rural Development, Secretary Minister of Panchayat Raj to give their kind consent to guide us during this session. I also welcome and thank Additional Chief Secretaries, Principal Secretaries, Secretaries, Rural Water Supply and Sanitation of all states and UTs, as well as DMs and TWSM chairpersons to this conference. So as you all know, so this department is implementing two important flagship programs, Jal Jeevan Mission and Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin. So this conference, I think, is going to be very, very beneficial to all the stakeholders. And I take this opportunity to avail all the young colleagues from the districts, from all the states, to give utmost priority to both these flagship programs so that we can achieve the goal in a very time-bound manner. And you all know the kind of importance being accorded to both the missions at the highest level. So I take this opportunity once again to request you to monitor the progress of all these two missions regular basis and focus on the quality of works. So without wasting much time, then I'll request Secretary Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation for her opening remarks and setting the agenda.
Thank you, Manoj. Thank you, friends. Friends from the Ministry of Rural Development, Panchayati Raj, state governments, and in particular, the district collectors, ADCs, COs, Zilla Parishad, and other officers from the districts who have joined us today. While we would have loved to have an in-person meeting with each one of you, this was the most reasonable way of exchanging our thoughts. We intend to be very crisp and efficient, but we do want to focus on the important elements of the two campaigns that the two missions that are running in the country today for water and sanitation in rural areas. As you know already, I'm sure, water and sanitation are critical not just to human health, but also well-being in so many ways. The Sustainable Development Goal 6, talks about access to safe water and sanitation for all. And the world has set itself a target of achieving this by 2030. But you know that India has launched the Jal Jeevan Mission in 2019, and the ambition is to provide every rural household in the country with a functional tap water connection by 2024. You also know that in the country as a whole, we have as of today achieved 54.54% coverage with well over 10.5 crore connections already. There is still some way to go, but we are very pleased that all districts, all states and UTs are working very hard towards this mission. While we will be sharing with you some more thoughts around implementation of the Jal Jeevan Mission, I do want to request you to please keep in mind that this is not just about providing one-time assets, even though that is important and the quality of those assets is also important. But you have to also ensure that the service delivery happens in the way that we want it to be. The quality of water must be maintained at all times, its regularity, and also sustainability, both of the water supply system and sustainability over time. We would request you to look at the mechanisms in place in your regions to make sure that the water continues to be provided in that manner. How is the Gram Panchayat or the Village Water and Sanitation Committee working under the GP? How are they handling this? Is there an opportunity for involving the women's self-help groups in this? What are the other means of community engagement? How do we make sure that people take ownership of these facilities so that they continue to become available day after day, year after year? And so sustainability, in particular in the water-stressed areas, but all over the country, India's population relative to its size, The availability of drinking water is much lower than in many other parts of the world. We also know that climate change issues will be impacting availability of water going forward. So please take a look at what is the source sustainability envisaged for your drinking water schemes, and how do we make sure that we augment availability of water through appropriate rainwater harvesting, but also through wastewater management. And that brings me also then to the sanitation issues. You know that the country worked very hard in first and foremost preventing the practice of open defecation through behavior change communication and through ensuring access to toilets to every single family, and in particular, I'm talking about rural households. We have to make sure that that sustains. There is a massive effort on, even as we speak, to ensure that single pit toilets, wherever feasible, are converted into twin pits, and where there are septic tanks without the appropriate soak pits or vents, those are also done. So retrofitting is on. But you know that we also need to look at other aspects of solid and liquid waste management, whether it's organic waste or plastic or other non-biodegradable waste. For solid waste or for liquid waste, we have to manage the gray water, which is water coming out after bathing, cooking, washing, etc., as well as the fecal sludge management. These are the challenges before us, but these are also huge opportunities for making a difference to people's lives. You know that with the strongest possible political will from the senior-most positions in the country down to, we see it in every Gram Panchayat and of course in the states and UTs, and the funding that is now available, virtually unlimited funding for meeting our ambitions. And you know, in particular for sanitation, the huge opportunity that the 15th Finance Commission has given by tying 60% of its grants to the rural local bodies to water and sanitation, and the opportunity under Mahatma Gandhi NREGA and other sources of funds available, including the State Finance Commission funds. So in convergence, all of these funds and all of these opportunities can help us achieve our objectives of a transformed rural India. If we can assure water and sanitation to our rural population, we not only assure them of a better health status, not only assure them that their children will grow up both physically and mentally much better. The women's empowerment issues, you know how gender is affected by water and sanitation, and also the issues around poverty when families encounter unexpected illnesses and the loss of wages, etc., around that. So for all those various things, including and especially the environment, we do want you all to give your greatest thoughts to the efforts at rural water and sanitation, because these are things which can be done. This is an opportunity to do it. There are many parts of the country which are doing wonderfully well, and we want to acknowledge and honor some of those. There are some areas that are still causing us concern. I hope that as the collectors and other senior officers of the districts, supported by the state and senior administration, if they give more attention to these issues, I'm sure we will see all-round better progress and achieve our hopes and ambitions in a much shorter time frame, in a much better way. So with those opening words, I hand over back to my colleagues for walking us through the efforts being made to promote the achievement of our objectives under the Jal Jeevan Mission, as well as the Swachh Bharat Mission Grameen in its phase 2. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for the quick overview as well as giving us the guidance for all the stakeholders, what is being expected from all of us. So as you all know, these two assessments, the Jeevan Sarvekshan and Swachh Grameen Sarvekshan, has been instituted to encourage people to outperform others. So with this background, then I'll be requesting my colleague, Director Pradeep Singh, to make a quick presentation on Jal Jeevan Sarvekshan.
Thank you so much. I am really happy to talk to the team which is implementing Jal Jeevan Mission and Swachh Bharat Mission. I'm sure the effort that you are doing is bringing changes to lives of our rural communities. Today, it is indeed a great pleasure to present to you the first recognize the performance of district for the month of October 2022. It is first in the series of Jal Jeevan Sarvekshan 2023, where we would like to recognize the efforts made by districts every month. So I'll very quickly explain what is Jal Jeevan Sarvekshan, and then we will move on to felicitations. Next slide, please. So friends, Jal Jeevan Sarvekshan was launched on 21st October 2022 by Honorable Vice President of India, and the main purpose was to motivate the district and bring a sense of healthy competition so that the task that we have taken before us to provide tap water connection to all the rural households by 2024 is achieved. Next slide. So friends, we have divided the districts in 5 categories so that each district which has the districts which have covered more households are in higher star categories. The districts which have low coverage, which those who have started with very low base, are in 1 star or 2 star categories. And we would like to acknowledge the performance that is done by each of the districts in the respective categories. So in front runner categories, we have 122 districts, which we call 5-star districts. High achievers, we have 122 districts. Achievers, which have coverage between 75 and 50%, is 165. And then performers, which have coverage between 25 to 50%. These constitute 206 districts, and 117 districts are those districts which have coverage less than 25%. Next. The awards for each of the categories are basically 3 awards we will be announcing every month. One is for the best performance. So performance is a mix of indicators which I will explain. And based on those indicators, if district does well, then top ranking districts, top three districts are recognized and awarded in a conference like this. Then the fastest moving districts are those districts who have provided maximum residual connections during the period of 1 month. And graduating districts are those districts which have graduated from their category of, let's say, 1 star to 2 star. So we will be recognizing those efforts and those small moments of celebration also. And this is also very important because for each category there is slightly different mix of indicators, and therefore that transition has to be marked and that we note in our databases and also recognize every month. Next. So friends, you are all very much familiar with the Jal Jeevan Mission dashboard. In the dashboard itself, we have made the provision of Jal Jeevan Sarvekshan. So you go to the you see the sidebar, and you click here the circle that you are seeing, and from here you will go to Jal Jeevan Sarvekshan dashboard, which has ranking of districts. It has, for example, this dashboard is for month of October 2022, and we have all 4 categories, which are the best performing districts. We can see just at a glance, and we have that whole toolkit available here, where each parameter is explained in detail, how you can improve your performance. Those things you can get ideas from here. And then we have category of districts, because each month the category of district may change. Okay. So we will have the database of category of district also, and then rank of district. What is the these are the districts which we see on the dashboard, and other districts which are not visible on the which have not got first 3 positions. We can note their rank, and you can just click on the progress report of the district, and from there I will just give you an example. Yeah. So here when you click, you can use this bar opens, and here you can search your district. For example, Ambala I have searched, and for Ambala, if I search and click, then this report comes. So this is the way the whole dashboard is designed, and it is very easy to use. The rankings, the parameters are very self-explanatory, and these are basically the key focus point under Jal Jeevan Mission, because Jal Jeevan Mission is not only about creating infrastructure. It is not only about providing the tap connection to the household. That water must flow from that tap connection, and it should be of good quality. It should be available on regular basis and in sufficient quantity. Next slide. So this was all about Jal Jeevan Sarvekshan. So now we will start the felicitation. So under the best performance category, these are the parameters. So very broadly speaking, three type of indicators are grouped in three headings. Physical progress. So these are the districts which have achieved 100% coverage. So only work that is remaining is certification. So 50% weightage is for certification. And water quality monitoring and surveillance, three parameters. Testing of sources, testing of water sample at household level, and training of women for FTK testing as per norms. And for institutional arrangement, whether we have VWSC in place or not, and whether we have handed over schemes to VWSCs or not. And the human resources are identified for maintenance of this water supply schemes or not. So these are the main parameters for which the 100% front runners will be measured. Next. Next slide, please. Yeah. So for the best under the front runners category, the best performing district is Ambala. We congratulate Chairperson Dr. Priyanka Soni and Shri Anil Kumar for their achievement. Yeah. So second rank goes to Rohtak from Haryana in 5-star category. We congratulate Shri Yashpal and Bhutin for their effort.
And others.
So ma'am is saying that it's the work of whole team. So pardon me that I missed the team part. Faridabad, Haryana got third rank. We congratulate the team led by Dr. Sri Vikram Singh and Ajit Jain. Next. So in 4-star category, again the parameters are slightly different. For water quality monitoring and surveillance, the parameters are same. For institutional arrangement, we have the same parameters, only change in physical progress parameters, where 40% weightage is given for remaining households, because still there are some connections to be provided, and certification by Gram Sabha is given 10 marks. So in this category, high achievers category, Kolasib, Mizoram bags the first rank, and we congratulate team led by Sri John and Lal Singh Liana. Next. Second rank goes to again to Mizoram, Sarchip district. We congratulate the second rank, which is Nazuk Kumar and Isaac. Yes. Next. Third rank goes to Tamil Nadu, Ranipet district. We congratulate Dr. Sri B. Bhaskara and Arun. The next category is achievers category, where districts are in the range of 50 to 75%. So here the weightage for remaining household is given 50 marks, and other parameters are almost same except institutional parameters, institutional arrangement parameters, where whether VWSP has been formed or not, and whether the training is given to identified human resource for ONM or not. So this is the based on these parameters, these achievers are rated. Next. The first rank goes to Champai district of Mizoram. We congratulate team led by Sri James and Jet Singh Kuma. Next. The second rank goes to Mamit, Mizoram. We congratulate team led by Lal Hua and Miss Helen. Next. The third rank goes to Maliathurai district of Tamil Nadu. We congratulate So next category is of performers, where districts are between 25 to 50%, and here again the parameters are same as achievers, and based on these parameters we have ranked the districts. The first rank goes to Kallachuri district of Tamil Nadu. We congratulate team led by The next second rank goes to East Jaintia Hills of Meghalaya, which they have also got second rank in the fastest mover category. Shri Abhilash and Paul Sanya. The third rank goes to Mon district of Nagaland. They have also achieved first rank in the fastest moving category. And Lutho Kathiri. Next slide, please. So I think we have lost the presentation. We'll share it again. So in the aspirant category, the parameters are same. The first rank goes to, these are the districts which have less than 25% coverage. First rank goes to Shahjahanpur district of UP. We congratulate they have also achieved first rank in the fastest moving category. So we congratulate them for that also. Next. So Bulandshahr district of UP is again second rank. Team led by moving category. Next slide. Third rank goes to Bareilly district of UP. We congratulate team led by Sri Shivakant and Kumkum Gangwar. So friends, these were the first award that we gave for overall performance. Now we will be recognizing districts which have moved fast, highest residual coverage during the month they have provided. So the first rank goes to, in the high achievers category, to Jamnagar, Gujarat. We congratulate team led by Dr. Saurabh and Bhavika. The second rank goes to Sabarkantha district of Gujarat. We congratulate Sri Hitesh Koya and Naveen Patel and their team. Third rank goes to Amreli district, again from Gujarat. We congratulate team led by Gurung and Sri R.R. Bhamja. Incidentally, Gujarat has provided tap connections to all the households in the month of October. So it is basically the effort of all these districts because of which the state has been able to achieve that feat. Next slide, please. The fastest moving category in 3-star category of achievers, we congratulate Leh team, a really commendable job done by Srikanth Sarat and Team Muhammad Ali in very difficult circumstances. Second rank goes to Kargil district, again from Ladakh, in achievers category. Congratulate Santosh Sukhdev and Muhammad Hassan Lone for achieving this feat. The third rank goes to Gangtok district of Sikkim, again and we congratulate Rahul Ji and Sri Karma Samud Bhutia for achieving the feat. The fastest moving, again continuing the fastest moving district, performance congratulate Mahoba Yuki, Sri Manoj Kumar and Sandesh Singh Tomar and their team. The second rank goes to Mirzapur district of UP. We congratulate Vidya Mittal and Sandeep Singh for achieving this feat. The third rank goes to Mahoba district, which we have already announced. And so now we will just take note of the district which have graduated and congratulate them. So in the front runner districts, these 13 districts have graduated, all from Gujarat. So very big congratulations to all these districts. To high achievers category, 6 districts have graduated: Muffassal, Kodagu, Chamaranjan Raja, West Godavari district, Anantapuramu and Rudraprayag district of Uttarakhand. In achievers category, Raipur, Haridwar, Umaria and Chitraduga have graduated. 2-star category, Bulandshahr, Mirzapur, Udalgiri, Ranipur, Srikakulam, Saharan and 4 districts have graduated. Very many congratulations to them. So this was all about Jal Jeevan Sarvekshan. Felicitations and Jal Jeevan Sarvekshan. Now I hand over the thing to Sri Manoj ji.
Thank you very much for the nice presentation. Congratulations to all the achievers. We hope that you'll continue to work with more vigor to take forward all these mission works. So with this, then I'll request Director SBM, Mr. Kapil Chaudhary, for a small presentation on Swachhata Sarvekshan.
Thank you, Manoj ji. So good afternoon. This is a presentation on Swachh Sarvekshan Gramin 2023. So, giving you a brief background, this department has been carrying out this Sarvekshan from 2018 onwards every year. But in between, due to COVID, we could not do it. But the last Sarvekshan was carried out in 2022 recently, and on the Swachh Bharat Divas of 2nd October, best performance district states were awarded. Next slide.
Share the one.
Yeah. So as you are aware, the purpose of the objective of the Sarvekshan is to foster healthy competition among the state, district, and panchayats for the better performance and to assess the sanitation and swachhata on the ground. And this time in this Sarvekshan, we are introducing a self-assessment by GPs of the villages pertaining to the activities of the ODF plus and to make this Sarvekshan more participatory in nature. And in this self-assessment, the portion will be on the solid liquid waste management assets. Also, we will be doing a reward award and at the national and the district and the panchayat level. Already this SSG tool, dashboard and toolkit has already been launched by Honorable Minister of Jal Shakti on 2nd November during India Water Week. Next. So this SSG will be a two-stage process. One will be a village level assessment based on the self-assessment, which will lead to the ranking of the Gram Panchayat, and will also include the peer verification. And the second shall be the district level assessment. Next slide. Next. Next slide. Now the village level assessment shall be of 500 marks and on which the portion shall be on the SWM solid waste management, grey water management and IC and capacity building status. And the distribution of marks, as you can see, is 150 marks for the solid waste management, 150 marks for grey water management and 100 marks for fecal sludge management and 100 marks for IC capacity building. And this self-assessment tool is already available on e-Gram Swaraj platform and is accessible through a Panchayat Secretary login credential. And also in this self-assessment, the GP shall be asked to verify and confirm the SLWM assets which have been reported on the IMIS of SBMG. Next. Next. So for this, we are going to categorize the Gram Panchayats into the three categories based on the population. One will be the less than 2,000. Second category. Second category will be 2,000 to 5,000, and the third will be greater than 5,000. And the panchayats will be awarded at all three levels across all the three population category at the state level, national level, and the district level. Yeah, next slide.
क्या प्रॉब्लम है?
शेयर हो गई, पार्टिसिपेंट को पीपीटी मिल गई। हमारे टीम पे क्लिक।
So after the completion of self-assessment by the GPs, the peer verification process shall be carried out. At the block level, all the self-assessed GPs shall be peer verified, and the 10% of the GPs or 15 or more across all the three categories of population shall be identified as the best GPs at the block level. And finally, and at the district level, the 5 GPs across three population categories shall be identified from those which have been recommended from the block level. And then at the state level, 5 again in the 3 categories, that is 15, will be chosen from those identified at the district level. And that the state UTs can nominate 1 panchayat per 1,000 or the 5 panchayat, whichever is higher, for consideration of national award. And at the national level of independent verification shall be carried out by the independent agency. And the 5 GPs again in the 3 categories, that is 15, shall be awarded at the Swachh Bharat Divas. Next. Now these are the timelines for the various activities. So the first self-assessment by the GPs has to be completed by 31st December, and the final self-assessment is to be done by 30th April. In between, the GPs can carry out their assessment as many as times. And after the assessment, there are timelines for the completion of the peer verification. At the block level, it has to be completed between 1st May and 15 June. At the district level, from 16 to 30th, and at the state level, from 1st July to 15 July. And for recognition and awarding the best GPs at the district level, it has to be done by 31st July, and at state level 15th August. And at the national level, we will be carrying out the independent verification for selecting the GPs for the national awards. Next, district level assessment. So, coming to the ODF plus score of a panchayat, it is basically a weighted average score of the villages depending on their ODF plus status. So, as you are seeing, these are the weightage we are given for the ODF plus model verified. There is 100% weightage. ODF plus model 80%, ODF plus rising 60%, ODF plus aspiring 40%, and for non-ODF plus 0. So basis this, the ODF plus score of a panchayat shall be calculated, and the ODF plus score of a district shall be the average of the ODF plus score of a panchayat. And as far as baseline score is concerned, it shall be of the ODF plus score done on the 1st October. Now, basis this ODF plus score of a district, these can be categorized into 5-star into the 5 categories. 1 star will be from 0 to 25, 2 star from 25 to 50, and the 3 star 50 to 75, 4 star 75 to 100, and those marks equal to 100 will be as a 5-star. Next slide. Now the district level assessment shall be consisting of 2 components: service level progress of 500 marks and district direct observation. So service level progress 500 marks will be awarded basis the ODF plus progress on MIS, and the direct observation shall be carried out by independent agency as basis the sample survey. Next slide. Now to arrive at the final district score, it shall be the summation of the service level progress score and the direct observation multiplied by the percent of participation of village in self-assessment and completion of their peer verification. So if any district score is 800 out of 1000, so finally it will be modulated by the percentage participation of the villages in self-assessment. So if the self-assessment percentage is 60%, so if the final score will be 0.6 into 800, that is 480. Next slide. Now these are the breakup of marks for the service level progress. So 300 marks is for delta achievement score with respect to the residual, basis the ODF plus progress of a district, and 50 marks for the percent of blocks having at least 1 plastic waste management unit, 50 for the 1 rural FSTP or either the formal linkage with the urban FSTP, and 50 marks for 1 Govardhan plant project in the district, and 25 marks for technical person available, and 25 for the percentage of the panchayat having 1 trained person. Now coming to the delta achievement. So how to calculate this delta achievement? Suppose at the first starting of a month, if the delta ODF plus score of a district is 20, so residual is 80, and the final at the end of the month, if the ODF plus score is 30, so the delta will is 10. So the delta achievement will be 10 upon 80 into 300. So that will be a delta achievement score for that particular month. Next. So coming to the direct observation, these are the breakup of marks for 500. 200 will be for the solid liquid waste management processes at the household level. and 100 marks for Swachhata and sanitation at public places, and 200 marks for the SLWM assets at the village level, and the forward linkage for PWMU and IC and Village Water Sanitation Committee. Next slide. So, monthly ranking of a district shall be calculated on the basis of the delta achievement. Quarterly ranking of the district will be based on all the components of the service level progress, and the annual ranking of the district will be the summation of the service level and the direct observation. Next slide. Now, at the end, we expect some fruitful action by the collectors. We hope that they are going to sensitize the panchayat with this village self-assessment tool and the framework. It's already on the e-Gram Swaraj portal, and also the capacity builder of panchayat for filling up these self-assessment forms, and also to expedite ODF plus progress for evaluating the monthly and quarterly ranking on the basis of the delta achievement. Thank you. So now we are going to felicitate those districts which have performed well for the month of October basis the delta achievement. Next. So coming to the 5-star categories, these are basically a district which have all their villages as ODF plus model verified. So in this category, district Dew is having a 5-star status. So we congratulate district Dew. Mr. Parmesham Parman Verma, collector, along with the DWSM team, is being congratulated. Next, District Nukobar for attaining a 5-star status. So we congratulate Shri Yash Chaudhary, collector, along with the DWSM team. District North and Middle Andaman for achieving 5-star status. So we congratulate Dr. Satyen Singh Durasar, collector, along with the DWSM team. Next, District South Andaman for achieving the 5-star status. So we congratulate Shri Sunil Anachipaka, collector, along with the DWSM team. So now coming to the 4-star category, this is being evaluated basis the delta achievement for the month of October. So under the 4-star category, there's only one district, and it is District Daman. So we congratulate Ms. Tapasya Raghav along with the DWSM team. Now coming to the 3-star category. In this 3-star category, the first rank is of District Longland. So we congratulate Shri Dharamraj, collector, along with the DWSM team. The second rank held by the District Burhanpur of Madhya Pradesh. We congratulate Ms. Bhavya Mittal, collector, along with the DWSM team. And the third rank is being held by District Hamirpur. We congratulate Ms. Devasta Bani, collector, along with the DWSM team. Now coming to the 2-star category, the first rank achiever is District Kolam. So we congratulate Ms. Afsana Praveen, along with the DWSM team. The second rank is District Jabua of Madhya Pradesh. We congratulate Ms. Rajni Singh, collector, along with the WWC team. And third rank is District Anupur. We congratulate Ms. Sonia Meena, collector, along with the DWSM team. Next. Now coming to the 1-star category, District Majuli has attained the first rank. So we congratulate Shri Pulan Bhata, collector. Also, District Majuli at the end of on the first number has graduated to the 2-star category, because in the month of October it was in first 1-star. So we congratulate District Majuli for graduating to the 2-star category also. We congratulate District Ramnagar for holding the second rank in 1-star category. So we congratulate Dr. Avinash Menon Rajendran, collector, along with the DWSM team. Also, the District Ramnagar has graduated from 1-star to the 2-star category on the 1st of November. So we congratulate them. The third rank is by district Chikmagaluru. So we congratulate Shri K.N. Ramesh Collector along with their DWSM team for the best for achieving third rank. Also, this district has graduated to the 2-star category from the 1-star on the 1st of November. Now we are coming to those list of districts which have graduated from to the higher category. In this district Balagata, we congratulate for graduating to the 2-star category, Dr. Girish Kumar Mishra, Collector along with DWSM team. District Damua has graduated to 2-star category. I congratulate Shri S. Krishna Chaitanya, Collector along with the DWSM team. District Dindori Madhya Pradesh has graduated to the 2-star category from 1-star. So we congratulate Shri Vikas Mishra, Collector along with DWSM team. District Mandala is graduated 2-star category from 1-star. So we congratulate Srimati Arshika Singh, Collector along with DWSM team. District Ratlam has graduated 2-star category to 2-star category from 1-star. Shri Nagarendra Kumar Suryavanshi, Collector along with DWSM is being congratulated for this. District Singrauli, Madhya Pradesh for congratulations for graduating to 2-star category. District Shahjahanpur, Madhya Pradesh is being congratulated for graduating to 2-star category. The Dinesh Jain Collector along with DWSM team. Also the district Ujjain is graduated to the 2-star category. We congratulate Shri Ashish Singh, Collector along with DWSM team.
The district Kabir Dham, please stop sharing your screen. Kabir Dham, Chhattisgarh.
So now now we have one district Vishwanath, which was in the month of the 1st of October was in 0 category. Now this district has elevated graduated to the 1-star category on 1st of month. So we congratulate Shri Munendra Nath Nagatya, Collector along with the DWSM team. Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation. So I hope after this couple of presentations on Jal Jeevan Sarvekshan and Swachh Sarvekshan, it might be very clear to the teams, especially the district teams and members, the core essence of both these assessments and what is being expected from them and what they ought to do henceforth. So I appeal to all the collectors and the team to galvanize all kind of support so that we get that kind of sustained momentum with respect to both these survections. With these words, then I'll be requesting the Additional Secretary and Mission Director, both Jal Jeevan Mission and Swachh Bharat Mission, Sri Vikas Sil, to tell us about the way forward for both these missions.
Retrofitting करें?
Cement डाल दो.
Okay.
Thank you, Manoj. By the time the presentation comes up, a couple of points which I would like the districts, especially the colleagues from districts, to keep in mind. So we understand that a presentation of 5 minutes may not be enough. So therefore, the toolkits for both the Jal Jeevan Sarvekshan and Swachh Bharat Gramin, Swachh Sarvekshan Gramin 23 are both available on the respective dashboards. Please go and take a look at the dashboard. You can find out where you are. You can also find out your baseline scores. So baseline scores of all the Jal Jeevan Mission districts, their categorization based on that, and the Swachh Sarvekshan Gramin baseline scores for panchayats for the districts are all now available on the dashboards. Secondly, just go back a slide. Secondly, just keep in mind that all the assessments are being done through the information available on the respective information management systems. So therefore, if you do something, please do report on the IMIS of the respective mission. So JJM IMIS and SBI IMIS, because that is where we are collecting aggregating all the data and working out the various scores and delta achievement, etc. So please make sure that the information is continuously updated on the IMIS for you to get the full credit of the work that you do. Another important thing to keep in mind is that these dashboards are in public domain. So both the Jal Jeevan Mission IMIS related dashboard, SBM dashboard, the Sarvekshan dashboard, Swachh Sarvekshan Gramin dashboard, these are all available in public domain. And there is no need for the district collectors to actually log into a system and see where they are. You can just go to the public dashboard, take a look at what is happening in your district. Please do let us know if you need any other tools or reports, or if you have any suggestions about these dashboards. We will be very happy to work out whatever can help the districts to move forward faster. Uh, the direct observation is a very important aspect which will be conducted next year. So for the Jal Jeevan Sarvekshan, it will be in May and June next year. And for Swachh Sarvekshan Gramin, it will be in July next year. This will be done for each of the districts based on a sample of villages which will be randomly selected. That will also provide you sufficient ground truthing vis-a-vis what is reported on the IMIs. And lastly, uh, once a district graduates to a new category, for the subsequent months, the ranking will be seen in the new category. So, for example, some of the districts moved from 2-star to 3-star. So, from next month onward, they will be ranked within the 3-star category districts and not the original category. So, with that, I'll try and sum up a few key points on which we would like the request of the attention of the colleagues, especially at the district level. These are points which are aligned with the Jal Jeevan Sarvekshan and the Swachh Sarvekshan Gramin 2023. These also encompass the critical deliverables and action points on which we would like attention from the districts. Next slide, please. So as you know, JJM target is to provide FHTCs by March 2024. So what we are requesting is that please take a look at the plans that are there in your district. Try and saturate by December 2023 so that you have a 3 months buffer to do any kind of backlog work, and also complete certification through Gram Sabha resolution by March 2024. So please start reviewing this, and as you keep on completing this work and update progress on the IMIS, you would be able to then also see how far your plans are being put into action. Another important thing is that please do monitor the quality of works during implementation, because this is a large amount of investment happening, and therefore the more vigilant we are at this time, the better it will be. So please do utilize the resources not only from PHE, from other departments also. Try and work out whatever local arrangements you can to make sure that the quality of works that are being implemented is up to mark and is as designed in the DPR, and there is no compromise on the quality. Please also focus on functionality of tap connections. So the Jal Jeevan Sarvekshan 2022 we did for the first time at the district level, and the district level functionality reports are now available on our website. These are again in public domain, so anybody can go and you don't need to have a login or anything like that. Next slide, please. Once you go to your report,
any chat box मैंने बोला था. We need to see what's going
on. So when you look at the typical when you look at the report of it, this is a sample from Malda, West Bengal, and nothing targeted in terms of why Malda. It just so happened that I clicked on Malda and could see the report and immediately capture it and display it here. So you get a fair idea in terms of the critical indicators where the district stands. So for this district, for example, households that received water through the functional tap connections at least once in last 7 days is 100%, as is the case for the state. out of which 77% connections are fully functional, which is slightly better than the state average. But there are districts in the country where this is to the north of 95%. Uh, Again, the next criteria. So we do assessment based on quantity, quality, regularity parameters. In terms of quantity, where 96% of the FSTCs are found to have received more than 55 liters per capita per day, which is a very, very good level of achievement. Regularity of water in terms of either daily or as per the schedule prescribed by for the supply is again 90% comparable with the state average. And in terms of quality, as you can see, for various parameters which are there in the BIS 10500 norms, whereas in West Bengal, 76% of the connections were found to be as per norm. In Malda, 87% connections were found to be supplying water as per norms. So this will give you an idea in terms of where you are. The idea should be that through our efforts, we should now improve on the functionality status. It's not only important, as Pradeep also said, not only important to just provide a tap connection. We just need to make sure that these are functional tap connections as per the definitions of the Jal Jeevan Mission. Next slide, please. We request you to also focus on source sustainability because these schemes that are being designed are for the design population of 30 years hence. And at the time of design of the scheme, there is a source finding committee which certifies that the source has sufficient yield to support the drinking water needs for the next 30 years for that particular set of population. But still, the more we can do in terms of direct recharge, rainwater harvesting, water conservation, to ensure adequate groundwater recharge or at least the groundwater based supply schemes, the better it will be. And we must explore convergence from 15 Finance Commission funds and NG Nareka. 15 Finance Commission, as you're aware, out of the 60% that is tied to sanitation and water, half is tied to water, half is to sanitation. Of course, interchangeable if the needs for one particular sector are already met and there is no further need in that. For example, if you don't need money for water, you can use the full money for sanitation and vice versa. We also request you to focus on water quality surveillance. We have a water quality management information system, just as we had the COVID testing system. It's similar to that. So the idea is that there should be pre and post monsoon testing of the drinking water supply sources. Arsenic and fluoride affected habitation should be taken care of. We must provide temporary measures by the end of this calendar year and permanent measures as we saturate these villages. We also provide for training of women for using the field testing kits for testing the water quality. Availability of FTKs is also another area where district administration can actually play a very key role. And please also monitor whether testing is being done, and if yes, whether it is being reported on the WQMIS, because unless it is reported on WQMIS, we would never know whether the testing actually happened or not. It is also important to display and disseminate the test results and in order to build confidence of the community about water quality. As you may be aware, we are currently running a Swachh Jal Se Suraksha campaign, which targets that by 26th of January next year, we should be completing the post-monsoon testing and also training of all the necessary women for FTKs, etc. Please do take a look at the campaign and the progress under the campaign. We also request for the JJM, one of the findings of our field teams also the functionality assessment survey has been that at many places we didn't find the statutory logo of the JJM and the appropriate signage. Please make sure that the signage and the logo, etc., are appropriately displayed. You must also start working on a grievance redressal mechanism. If the details of the grievance redressal mechanism are also mentioned on these boards and signages, that will help people to get their problems redressed as and when they need to. Next slide, please. As far as the Swachh Bharat Gramin is concerned, We have designed the village self-assessment questionnaire to be a tool for capacity building. So if you go through the toolkit, you can take a look at the assessment questionnaire. If you go through the questionnaire, you can easily understand what are the key important parameters that need to be worked upon. So please do take a look at the questionnaire and start reviewing in terms of where you are. I'll just summarize a few important indicators that we should look at. Next, please. For solid waste management, we looking at there should be a collection vehicle at the village level. There should be a door-to-door collection of the segregated waste from the household level. There should be a segregation shed in the village where various types of waste can be segregated. There should be linkages for these wastes to be properly disposed. For biodegradable waste, there should be community composting wherever feasible, or otherwise there should be household composting. We also say that plastics being a significant proportion of the solid waste, there should be a plastic waste management unit, at least one in each block. And this, you can recall, is one of the indicators in the Swachh Sarvekhan Gramin 2023 district level assessment also. Then we also say that there should be a Govardhan project, at least one in each district to begin with. Next, please. In terms of the Govardhan project, so it's not only confined to gobar or cow dung as such. It basically deals with all the bioagri resources waste, which needs to be put to most efficient use for not only waste disposal but also deriving economic value. So waste to wealth. We do provide an assistance of up to 50 lakh rupees per district under the Swachh Bharat mission. So please do take a look. Our assessment here is that perhaps this has not got the desired attention at the district level. Next, please. And as you can see, as of now, there are very few projects which are under construction, 130 in all of the districts in the country together. Tripura being the only state where there is a Govardhan project in each of the districts. So that we would like, and that's again is one of the criteria or indicators in the Swachh Sarvekhan Gramin when it comes to awards and rewards. Next, please. For the liquid waste management component, again, the focus should be on household level management through household soak pits, which can be financed through 15 Finance Commission grants. Community treatment structures, wherever household structures are not sufficient, should be planned. We should also start looking at the terminating points of drains in the villages wherever there are drains, and no untreated water should get discharged in any of the water sources, because then that may lead to contamination of other water sources. Then fecal sludge management is also an important aspect of liquid waste management, under which we say retrofitting of single pit toilets and septic tanks, for which we are currently already undertaking a campaign for retrofitting, which is supposed to go on till 26th of January next year. We also advise that there should be linkages with existing FSTPs wherever possible, including FSTPs which are already there in urban areas. And we should start looking at whether there are mechanisms in place for desludging of septic tanks through appropriate means, vehicles, the mechanized desludging, etc., and their linkage with the existing FSTPs. And we also support additional FSTPs wherever necessary. But for this, at the district level, there should be a comprehensive review to work out what are the needs, and accordingly, an action plan should be prepared and it should be taken care of. Next, please. So that's about it. In terms of the key asks related to Swachh Sarvekhan Gramin, please sensitize all the Gram Panchayats to make sure that the first self-assessment is completed by 31st of December. We released this tool on the 19th of November, and I could see the data. There are already 24 villages for which self-assessment has been completed. So this has percolated. It's easy to use, very intuitive. But please, unless the collectors take leadership, we don't. It'd be much better if the collectors take the leadership and get this done. Because through the process, all your gram panchayats will then understand what is solid waste management, what is liquid waste management, how are they supposed to prepare plans and integrate them into the GPDP and utilize 15 Finance Commission grants, etc. Uh, as I said, access is through e-Gram Swaraj portal. There is no need for separate registration. Uh, Please also start planning for the SSG peer assessment, which will be done in the months of May and June next year. Uh, so what we are saying is in the block, every panchayat must get peer verified by some other panchayat in the same block. And for that, the planning would need to be done in advance so that all panchayats do self-assessment and they are all peer reviewed. As you may remember, the district score of the SSG 2023 for the districts get modulated by the peer reviewed panchayat, percentage of peer reviewed panchayat. So please do start planning for it right from now. Uh, as I said earlier, please make sure that you are reporting all that you are doing on the IMIS of JJM and SBM. And retrofitting campaign, it was designed in two phases. Up to 19th of November, we had to do the planning, for which around 70% of our villages have entered the baseline information. Please review if some entry is left for baselines in terms of number of single pit toilets that need to be retrofitted and number of septic tanks which need to be converted to septic tanks as per norms. That should be completed as soon as possible. Along with that, please start works and try and get this completed by 26th of January. This is going to have separate, both these campaigns, the Swachh Jal Se Suraksha campaign and the retrofitting campaign, are going to have separate weightages when it comes to awards for Jal Jeevan Sarvekshan 23 and Swachh Sarvekshan Gramin 23. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir, for quickly touching upon various aspects of both the missions. I think these aspects which you have highlighted are very critical to the success of both the missions. I hope all the district colleagues present here, they will be taking note of that and work harder towards the accomplishment of goals. So for the kind information everyone present here, so this year Prime Minister's Award for Excellence in Public Administration for Har Ghar Jal has been instituted. We'll be having a quick presentation on this.
So once again, very good afternoon to you all. Friends, Jal Jeevan Sarvekshan, as you know, we have started from October, but the effort that we have done till September, 30th September, DDWS has been able to get included Har Ghar Jal category in Prime Minister's Award for Excellence. So friends, but the situation as of now, the last date is 28th November. And so far, we have only 363 districts that has registered for the award, and shown has done something for Har Ghar Jal category, chosen Har Ghar Jal category to apply for. And out of that, only 43 applications have been completely submitted, 61 are in draft stage, and 259 have registered but not yet filled up. So first and foremost is the appeal that all the districts must apply. You are all doing great work. By application also, you will have some pointers towards which will help you in Jal Jeevan Sarvekshan Award, because many of the parameters are drawn from that only. And non-application should not be, if you don't apply, then you don't get the award. So all Har Ghar Jal districts which have already completed their work, completed certifications, they must spare time and get nominated for this award. So the last date again is 28th. So far, we have not received any application from Goa, no application from Andaman and Nicobar Islands, no application from Haryana, and these are the districts which have declared themselves 100% Har Ghar Jal. No application from Telangana. So no application from very few applications from Bihar. Gujarat has incidentally 15 districts have applied. So let us before end of the before 28th, let us apply for this award. and let us have a fair competition so that the best can be chosen among the lot. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Now we have moving forward. We have some volunteers from the district, so I'll be requesting the speakers to be very precise in their comments and intervention. So may I first call upon the chairperson of DWSM of Ambala, Dr. Priyanka Soni. Priyanka.
Dr. Priyanka Soni from Ambala.
You can unmute yourself and start speaking.
Do you want to go to the next and we can come back once?
Okay, if Priyanka is not available, then we can go to the next speaker. John L.T. Sangha, Chairperson DWSM. John, can you hear us?
From district.
Kolasi, Mizoram. John is an old friend from my training days. John? John, can you hear us? John L.T. Sangha, Kolasi, Mizoram. He was there.
Can you hear me? Can you
Yes,
hear me?
yes. Please proceed.
Yes. Good evening, Secretary Madam, Director, Department of Sanitation, and all my colleagues and committees from other parts of the country. It gives me a great pleasure to learn that, sir, we have got first position in high achievers category. Kolasi is a district bordering Assam. We are bordering with Kachar and Hailakandi. So in fact, it's a gateway to Mizoram. The only rail we have in Mizoram is here and located in Kolasi district, and road communication is also the main national highways is also located in Kolasi. As far as today's function is concerned, sir, we are really happy, and our team have been working hard. The PHAD department have been working hard, and because of that, we got the result. The number of villages we have here is 48 numbers. That is excluding the towns and the district headquarters. Out of which 9,038 households have been covered under this Jal Jeevan Mission. And we have covered 8,767 households, that is 97% achievement. And there is one proposal which is yet to be sanctioned of 6 hamlets. If that is sanctioned, then we will achieve 100%. And regarding Har Jal, 15 villages have been covered, and that is a 31% achievement. Regarding creation of village water sanitation committee, that is 100% achieved, and regarding village action plan also 100% have been achieved. So we've been working really hard under the guidance of the Ministry of Jal Shakti and the state government. So today's news is really a great news for the district, and it's really an encouragement. We will be working harder, in fact, to take a greater heights. Thank you very much.
Well done, John. And we look forward to the same interest for Swachhta also. So make your district the best, and let's see you again getting an award for Swachh Bharat as well. Next.
Thank you, John. So now I request Sri J. Shravan Kumar, Chairperson DWSM of Kalukurichi, Tamil Nadu. Shravan Kumar, so be specific about the kind of good practices, best practices in the district.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Can you hear us?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir and ma'am. This is Shravan Kumar reporting from Kalakuchi district of Tamil Nadu, ma'am. As far as Jal Jeevan Mission is concerned, our district is one of the newly formed districts in the state of Tamil Nadu. We have around 412 panchayats in the district, and We have completed 46% of FSTC coverage within our district, and we are happy to be taking a lead run in performance category now. This entire mission, as is guided by Ministry of Jal Shakti, we are following the time-to-time instructions given by both the ministry as well as the state government, state nodal officer, mission director, the principal secretary, Panchayat Raj and the RD department, and all my credits goes to all the team members. This achievement at field level was possible in the district only because of continuous monitoring. We have been monitoring the progress made at the block levels, both in FSTC coverage and corresponding entries made in the IMAS map. Apart from the FSTC coverage, we are also training our SHG women, SHGs in water quality testing, and in all the panchayats, the village water sanitation committees are being formed, as is directed under the like guidelines of Jal Jeevan. Skilling is also being taken up right away. So, with continuous motivation and support from the state PMU as well as the state mission director, we are time to time following up with the progress at the field level, ma'am. As in targeted, we will complete in the next year by 2023. We should be able to complete the next 54%. So we have planning to do it under both MVS as well as SVS thing. We have drawn the plan of action for the days to come, and we are sure that with continuous motivation and support, we will be able to achieve the targets. Thank you.
Well done. And what is your planning for Swachhta?
We are also we have similar teams for Swachhta at the Gramin level, and our entire rural development department is working with from nook and corner. Recently we had a campaign called Namma Uru Super, which is a campaign on cleanliness in rural villages especially. So, which has been a very good progress in the state of Tamil Nadu as such, ma'am. So we have been after the campaign also. Our campaign was from August 15th to October 2nd, and we have did a very good job during the campaign. As far as Swachh Bharat is concerned, we are making consistent efforts and encouraging our team men at the ground, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shravan. Going forward, I'll request DM Mirzapur, Uttar Pradesh, Mrs. Divya Mittal. Divya from Mirzapur. DM Mirzapur.
CDO दिख रहा है DM नहीं सबसे ऊपर है CDO मिर्जापुर.
Anyone from the Mirzapur team? CO, CDO?
Do we have anyone else? Otherwise, let's move on.
Okay. The next speaker, I'll request District Collector Jamnagar, Dr. Saurabh, Jamnagar, Gujarat. Dr. Saurabh from Jamnagar.
I think connectivity issues.
If Saurabh is not there, then I'll request DM Ambala, Dr. Priyanka Soni. Priyanka, are you there?
If any of you comes back later, just raise your hand and we'll see you on the screen and invite you. Let's move on.
Thank you. So then in the next event, in the going forward, then we'll have amongst us Secretary Department of Rural Development, Government of India. So I'll request Secretary Sir for his remarks.
Just check which link. Check Mr. Sinha. Check for Mr. Sinha. Yeah. Yes, unmute.
Unmute to myself.
Yeah.
Request.
रिक्वेस्ट भेज दिया अनम्यूट कर लो सर ओके डन मैम डन
Secretary RD sir, I request you for your guidance and remarks, sir.
Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity of addressing this August gathering, which includes Secretary Drinking Water and Sanitation, and my batchmate, Madam, the Mission Director of the Drinking Water and Sanitation Missions, and colleagues from the ministry, states, and the districts. I think the work that you are doing is a fantastic work, and in this department, we were never exposed to the depth and the sophistication of the process that you have arrived at for assessing the level of achievement of the different districts in various dimensions of not only the sanitation but also water supply. I think what I would also like to tell you that it's not only detailed but also has multiple elements built in which encourages people who move towards the next level or next stage in their journey for moving towards saturation and the final status. So it's a great system, and I would also like to motivate my colleagues also to learn from the systems that you have built up. So congratulations to the Secretary Madam Minnie Mahajan and her team for devising this wonderful system. What I would like to tell you, and since I'm not an expert and so much of it for lack of, or for the first time exposure to this is a system which one would have liked to learn in greater detail and maybe then make a more informed comment. But coming from the poverty alleviation perspective, these are very important issues that the collector themselves are handling. If you look towards the multidimensional poverty, on which report was recently brought out by UNDP and the Oxford Poverty Institute, OPHI. So all of them indicate that multiple bundles of deprivations go together, and drinking water and sanitation are chief among them. So if we are addressing the issues of good quality drinking water, good quality sanitation, it goes a long way in addressing the issues of poverty. Today morning, there was a discussion with ex-advisor, the Prime Minister, Mr. Amarjit Sinha, on these issues, and he mentioned that if we are able to address the issues of good quality water and sanitation, this will have an impact on the nutritional status as well. So you can understand the impact that this is going to make in the overall poverty alleviation scenario and overall in human development tasks that the nation has taken up. And so a very important work, and I'm quite happy to see that people from all parts of the country, and extremely happy to see that colleagues from the Mizoram have taken lead in multiple dimensions. So I mean, very heartening to see that this message that radiated from the ministry has been taken up by people all across, and happy to see that people on the far northeast have taken lead into it. So I think there are a lot of learnings to for colleagues in different parts of the country to learn from them. And I wanted to mention 2-3 things, and mention was made in the statements by Mr. Vikas Seal of the availability of funds from the 15th Finance Commission. I should also mention that many of these works can also be taken up from the NREGS. So, for example, the solid waste management structures can be taken up, the compost, vermicompost, etc., can be taken up, soak pits can be done, and many other assets that would be useful for the multiple tasks that you take up could be taken up. Amrit Sarovars and pond development, etc., could be taken up for the source sustainability. One additional information that I wish to mention to colleagues, as in this VC we have collectors from all parts of the country, is that the ministry has now approved the construction of biogas plants from the under Mahatma Gandhi Narega. Previously, it was not a permitted work. Now it's a permitted work which can be used. Our approach is that if you take up biogas construction works, you should take up on a saturation basis. Otherwise, you are not going to have the strength of the community, and you cannot plan the technical resources to keep it functional and keep people motivated to use the biogas structures. So wherever it's possible, the collectors and their team members should motivate people to construct biogas. It's fully funded by under Mahatma Gandhi Narega. We are also trying to motivate the National Dairy Development Board to also help them develop slurry management system, so that the liquid slurry, that is the remaining part remaining of the once the biogas is taken out, so that could be utilized for making liquid biofertilizers as well as phosphate enriched biofertilizers. So that is another useful output that comes out of it, and we must make use of them. And in fact, to ask us, we would request that wherever there are enough dairy animals, dairy cattle, could probably take a block on a saturation basis, and our resources and the NDDB resources would be pooled together for you to undertake this exercise. Another issue that I wish to mention to you is that SHGs are your partners in progress. Do make use of them wherever feasible. SHGs would not only help you in IC and other activities, but they can also be act as program implementation agencies wherever feasible. They could also provide resources for undertaking various activities. They could also act as the persons who could do the field testing of the water supply. I'm also told, I'm not exactly fully conversant with the fact that in some districts the water supply assets have been given over to the SHGs for their operation and maintenance. Similarly, the SHGs are now doing the solid waste management activity in large parts of the Kerala, so they could also be utilized and could be partnered in this journey. And the last thing that I wish to mention is that death in cleaning of septic tank is a national shame. And I would request that we must not allow it to happen, and Fortunately, the program provides enough resources and there is guidance from the Drinking Water and Sanitation Ministry and Department for having fecal sludge remover machines, etc. So let that be utilized to clean these sewerage and septic tanks, etc. And let people not die in the process of cleaning of septic tanks. I would also request if the very dense habitations in large parts of the northern and central India, the streets, etc., are not wide enough for the four-wheelers to go, and therefore there is need for redesigning of the desludging machines, maybe based on a motorcycle-like platform, etc., so that they could go to all parts of the village and do the desludging operation, cleaning of the septic tank. That may be a task which could be done by collectors, startups, etc. I'm told that wherever in some parts of the country like Odisha, where they couldn't take ambulances, so that what they did is to make a small structure based on the motorcycle frame, and that became an ambulance. So maybe this could also be a thing that could be done. I'm grateful to Madam Mini Mahajan for allowing me this opportunity for addressing the community which is doing this wonderful job, and from the point of view and from the perspective of the poverty removal, poverty alleviation, these tasks are critical, and wish you best of luck. And Madam has given you a deadline of December end for achieving various goals. December 23, I would say, request that let this be accomplished even earlier. So thank you very much, and wish you best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your kind words of encouragement. So especially it means a lot to the colleagues in the district coming from the Secretary to Government of India. Sir, from your words, then we are trying our best to push the agenda of convergence by dovetailing resources at the village level, by dovetailing all the funds from NGNR, EGS, 15 Finance Commission Fund, from other funds, etc. And also we are trying to make best use of self-help groups for the furtherance of both the mission goals. So once again, sir, thank you very much for joining and guiding us. Moving forward, then I'll request the Secretary, Ministry of Panchayat Raj, Government of India, for his remarks. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon to all participants. First of all, I will echo the sentiments voiced by Secretary Rural Development, compliments to the Drinking Water and Sanitation team for coming up with this excellent sort of idea, which not only will go a long way in sort of building competition among all stakeholders to improve their performance, but will also nudge them into action and certain activities which they may have otherwise sort of forgotten or not paid enough attention to, those will willy-nilly get sort of focused upon. So compliments to the team, and as Secretary RD was mentioning, there's a lot that we can also pick up from initiative which has been taken by the Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation. As regards the SDGs, all of you may be aware that we have subsumed the 17 Sustainable Development Goals in around 9 themes, of which 2, Theme 4, that is Water Sufficient Panchayat, and Theme 5, which is Clean and Green Panchayat, and in a certain way, Theme 2, Healthy Panchayat. These are directly related with the work being done under water and sanitation. I'm also happy to inform that as per the wishes and directives received from time to time, we had requested the Gram Panchayats to identify one of the 9 themes or 2 or 3 of the 9 themes as primary focus areas. And most, about 48% Gram Panchayats, that is almost about 1.15 lakh Gram Panchayats spread across different states and districts and blocks, they have identified theme 4, that is water sufficient village, and theme 5, that is clean and green village, and almost say 55%, they have identified theme 2, healthy village. So in a way, water and sanitation will be a primary focus area in the next forthcoming year. And the GPDP that is going to be prepared will need to focus on these. So the challenge before us is that the changes that we have made in the GPDP portal, in the eGram Swaraj portal, wherein activities theme-wise have to be clearly indicated. And we have, in consultation with Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation, identified many of those admissible works which can be taken up with Finance Commission funds under these in the Dropbox. We are pretty confident that we'll have a much clearer idea of different types of works being undertaken by Gram Panchayats in different blocks, different districts of the country. Similarly, the block panchayats and district panchayats, they too are receiving 15th Finance Commission funds as well as State Finance Commission funds. And it is important that we do not lose sight of those funds, because collectively, they will also account for almost 25% of the total funds which are being released under 15th Finance Commission grants. So, for instance, if Govardhan projects are to be taken up in each district, we should make it a point that the district panchayat becomes a stakeholder. They may not fully foot the bill, but if the project cost is, say, 1 crore, and if something is coming from the Swachh Bharat Gramin funds, at least a portion of that should be coming from the district panchayat 15th FC funds. Because unless and until that pressure is not built up on the district panchayat, and this can be easily done by the DMs interacting with the CEOs of Jila Parishad, they must say that this is an approved project. This is a project, if worked upon, will enable the district to access or be eligible for the awards that have been announced, and that district panchayat must transfer or bear a portion of the project cost. Similarly, on the running cost, the working capital requirement of these projects, that should also be focused upon, because capital cost is one part of the story. The working capital required for its operation and maintenance, that will be another challenge. So this needs to be sort of prioritized. Similarly, block panchayats, they must become a stakeholder in the plastic management unit. And so, just as I said, it can be done, but the BDOs and the chief executive officers, CEOs or CDOs in the districts, they need to sit together under the leadership of the collector and work out the role that each one of them will play in this regard. Sustainability has been by Secretary DWS. That is going to be the challenge, and that enough options are there on the table. We need to see which one will work in our system, in our place, and then take up those works. And funds, as Secretary RD was mentioning, funds is the least of the issue. If you work out a proper project, if you work out a proper plan of action, funds will become available, whether you get it from Finance Commission, Self-Finance Commission, own resources, Manrega, or Swachh Bharat Gramin, Jal Jeevan Mission, funds will be there. So we just have to make up our mind that we have to focus on the sustainability of these assets which are being created, whether it is sustainability of source of water, drinking water, or it is of the assets that have been created. Service standards is another aspect which will increasingly come to the fore as we go along. As people become more aware, they will call up, whether it is Gram Panchayats, whether it is village water committees, sanitation committees, they will get called up if they begin to fail on the issue of maintaining service standards. It is not just a question of awards. In the times to come, maybe 5 years down the line, it will become extremely critical. So we need to train the service providers, whether those are village water and sanitation committee members, whether those are people employed by the panchayat, whether it is the self-help groups or it is a private service provider. They need to be made aware of what the service standards are and how, if they don't adhere to them, how their performance will be impacted, and not only performance, the remuneration, the charges that they will receive from the panchayats or from the village water and sanitation committee, those will also be adversely impacted. So slowly we have to build this up. Mechanized desludging, yet yes, it is extremely important, and we need to sort of look into this very carefully. All of you are aware that Prevention of Manual Scavenging Act 2013 is very much in force. So far, we have been thinking as if these deaths will happen only in urban areas, but in the times to come, we'll have more reports of such things happening even in rural areas if we do not pay proper attention. So as Secretary RD was mentioning, this is another area which we need to focus upon. And lastly, we have to look at water and sanitation, providing new employment opportunities to youth in the rural areas. It is going to be the trigger which will provide sustainable, not as a daily wager or on daily wages, but it will lead to sustainable employment for youth in rural areas and also deployment of new technology. So all these things are possible. There's a lot of work to be done in this regard, but I'm confident that if all district collectors, state officials, Gram Panchayat members, block officials, if they all work together, then this is something which we can definitely achieve. So once again, congratulations to all the winners. Congratulations to the Ministry and the Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation for coming up with this wonderful initiative. And I'm sure that within the timelines which have been notified by the department, all the activities will get completed. I'm happy to note that on eGram Swaraj portal, on the Swachh Bharat Gramin Sarvekshan, the link has been provided. We will also be pushing it, sending SMS to all the GP functionaries that they adhere to these timelines. And I'm pretty confident that during this year, when we are undertaking the GPDP preparation, the village water and sanitation plans, they will also become an integral part of the GPDP. Thank you.
My deep gratitude to the Secretaries Rural Development and Panchayati Raj for their wise words today, and also for their continued support and guidance in our efforts. In fact, just as here in Government of India, similarly in the states and in the field, the efforts we are making can achieve fruition only if we all pull together. And the departments dealing with water supply, the PHEDs in many cases, the rural development, Panchayat Raj departments, and any specific department that some states have for sanitation. If all these departments work together, see these tasks as tasks to be jointly accomplished, we will achieve the kind of ambition that we have heard today from all those who spoke. So thank you. Just to recap and reiterate, friends, this is a huge opportunity. We are already in the midst of massive efforts at providing at speed and at scale uh, portable drinking water of the required standards, quality, quantity, regularity to all rural households, and moving beyond open defecation free status to ensuring the proper management of solid and liquid waste in the villages, and leading thereby to benefits such as elimination of the terrible practice of manual scavenging, but towards clean, green, healthy villages, self-sufficient in so many ways. So please do take up this opportunity. You're already doing wonderful work on ground. Please make sure that for Jal Jeevan, we expect the district teams to play a key role, whether it is in terms of ensuring that the works are awarded, implemented in time, at quality, but most importantly, the O&M should be taken care of, in-village infrastructure handed over to the local communities, engage with the women self-help groups. As was said, these are partners in development, and if we can ensure some small appropriate user charges so that these bodies have the resources to be able to take care of any minor or even major O&M issues going forward. The districts, please see that your skilling plan ties in with this. It's an opportunity for giving employment to our people. If they can be skilled, whether it is for work as a pump operator, motor mechanic, or even as somebody who can run and maintain a Gobardhan project going forward, there are a lot of requirements for skilled manpower which are unmet. The request the field teams to please see that the skilling is done. For sanitation assets, similarly, please make sure not only are the assets appropriately created, we feel sometimes that the local solution, which might be more appropriate, is seen as less interesting or attractive. And many field officers are sometimes more attracted towards the larger solutions. Yes, if we need an FSTP, we must set it up. But if a twin pit toilet can do the job, as you know, in situ treatment is the best. This is an opportunity rural areas have, urban areas often do not have such an opportunity. If we can do a soak pit within the household, then we do not need the drains to be taking the grey water out to some village pond or somewhere. The problems can get reduced. And again, if we can make sure that our local self-help groups and other bodies take care of the management of solid waste or other requirements, then not only does it generate economic activity for them, it ensures sustainability. And again, there are possibilities of levying reasonable user charges. We've seen in the poorest villages, people are willing to pay 30 rupees, 40 rupees per household per month in order to get their waste removed or in order to ensure sustained water supply. Please do look at all these measures as a way of making your districts, your regions, the most healthy, vibrant, clean, and prosperous parts of the country. With that, we would like to thank all of you and hope to see all your energies, your attention focused on these things. Wherever you have any comments or suggestions, please write into us. Wherever good work has been done, also please write into us. We have regular newsletters, the Jal Jeevan Samvad, the Swachhta Samachar. We would like to highlight the good work being done so that the experience can be shared and others can also get some ideas. So all those who've done some innovative work, some good work on these subjects, please do share your stories with us, and also share your comments and feedback and give us the benefit of your time and energy on these issues. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you again to Secretary, Department of Rural Development, Secretary MOPR, all the senior officers who joined from the states, and all the colleagues who have joined from the districts. We hope to meet again for the rankings and release of the rankings for the month of November soon. Thank you.